Your boss finally recognizes your talent. Your ridiculously handsome boyfriend is madly in love with you. And you're on your way to Egypt for a world-class museum opening. What could go wrong? Well, murder. Today we chat with M.A. Monnin about Death in Luxor from her Intrepid Traveler series. Welcome to Blackbird Writers Presents Author Interviews. I'm Sharon Lynn, and welcome to you, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Sharon. I'm so always happy to visit Blackbird Writers.
I love this series so much, and we haven't talked since your first novel, and um, it's just so much fun. And I love Stephanie, and I love how she just she's so confident and beautiful and all of these things, but just has that little bit of a it just the little tiniest bit of self-doubt in so many of the things she does, and it just makes her so charming and lovely and just so much fun to spend time with. And it's like, well, I'm gonna I'd hang out with Stephanie. Um, let's just jump into our questions. So Stephanie, and
Okay.
is it Thomas or Tomas?
It's Thomas. So to be honest, in the first book, she was pronouncing it the German way because she learned it from him.
Mhm.
And then she decided that was a bit much. Thomas sounds pretty much the same and doesn't really sound too different in German or English. So Thomas it is.
Thomas it is. All right. So they are art retrieval experts, and in this book, they're in Egypt, which is very exciting. So, what was your motivation for taking them to Egypt this time? First one was Greece, second one was Italy. Tell us about.
Yeah. Third one was Bermuda. Well, I wasn't sure where to set it, but then we went to here in Kansas City. We have a really nice museum, the Nelson Atkins Museum, and they brought in a special exhibit on Nefertari, um, who was the great royal wife of Ramses II, one of the big pharaohs. Um, and this exhibit was from the Italian museum Museo, sorry, I knew I was going to mess that one up. Museo Egizio in Turin, Italy, which has almost all of Nefertari's items. They have part of her, um, well, quite frankly, part of her mummy. They
Yeah.
have they have part of her sarcophagus and a few odd things from that weren't stolen from her tomb by tomb robbers. But when the exhibit came here to Kansas City, I just was so charmed by all of the pieces from her life. They had her sandals, and they weren't gold ceremonial sandals. They were woven, woven sandals that she had actually worn, and it really brought her to life to me.
Oh.
And so I thought, oh, the next one is going to be it's going to it's going to be in Egypt, and it's going to have something to do with Nefertari.
That is awesome.
And of course,
Yeah.
Egypt, it's just a dream to go there and visit.
Right. Yeah. Just all of the things. Yeah. I remember the first
Yes.
time I went to the British Museum, and my intent was to go and look at things from Greece because I was a theater person and I wanted to see all these artifacts that were
Oh
from
yeah.
British Museum. Uh, and we got sucked into Egypt, and it was just like, wow, and
Yes.
insane.
When I went to the British Museum, my highlight was seeing the Rosetta Stone. I was just
I didn't.
totally fascinated.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was there the first time we went. I was only like 25 and walked in, and my husband's explaining it to me, and I'm just like, it's the coolest thing in the entire world.
I know the way they, led to the deciphering of the hieroglyphs, just so exciting, so cool. Everything about ancient Egypt is just so fascinating. They were so advanced and just their whole culture. And we have so much of it to look at and to see. I just totally fascinated. And of course, all the movies, that involve like The Mummy, Raiders of the Lost Ark, all kinds of movies. They all contribute to that fascination with ancient
Exactly.
Egypt for me.
Well, and then, like you said, woven sandals that are like
Yeah.
5,000 years old. I mean, that is some craftsmanship, you know.
Yes. Yes. And the fact that they survived, I guess, the dry air, of course. So it's a miracle they're still surviving, I think. But,
Exactly.
good museum curators.
They're good people.
Yeah, they are.
So whenever I read your books, I always have to look up everything. So like you'll mention something and I'll be like, okay, I have to look that up. And then like two paragraphs later, I'm like, okay, I have to look that up. And
Oh,
so,
good. I'm glad.
which is why they're so much fun to read. So uh, there was the Greater Egyptian Museum with its delayed opening. And so just the little bit I read, I found absolutely fascinating. So, do you
Yes.
hunt for these kinds of inspirations or do you hear about them in the books? Kind of
Mm, I would have to say that for the most part, I hear about them, and it's the Grand Egyptian
grand.
Museum.
Sorry.
Yep, still a G. Um,
Is it?
um,
Trilogy, and if you type in Greater Egyptian, you'll get a little mouse.
you'll get
Yeah,
it,
the
yeah, because
Jeroba.
it knows what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's why I like using GEM for short. It's just quicker and shorter, and
Perfect for a museum.
yeah, yes, it is actually. It is. Um, I don't go looking for them. Uh, Normally, I would have to say ancient Egypt is a just a hobby of mine, just an interest. I'm just fascinated. I have been ever since I was probably in my 20s and I read Howard Carter's his book on finding King Tut's tomb. And from that point on, it's like, oh, I couldn't read enough. Um, so anyway, I just kind of follow a lot. I'm a member of a lot of Egyptian interest societies like the International Society for the Study of Egyptomania, which is a little different from the number ones, the Egyptian Exploration Society, which was, I think, like probably the biggest one, most well-known one. That's British, and then the American Research Center in Egypt is another one. But anyway, so I joined all of those so I could see their programs and just learn a little bit more about it. And this was all before I started, well before I wrote the book. But because I follow that sort of thing, I heard about the gem opening, and we went to Egypt in 2022, and I was so hoping at that time that the gem would be open because it was already built, and they kept saying, "Oh, it's going to open, it's going to open." No, it didn't. It didn't open. And they'd say, "Oh, we're going to open here." And it's like, no, it didn't open, or it was a soft opening. And finally, last fall, it officially opened, and just had beautiful, beautiful ceremonies, which I saw online because I'd already been to Egypt. So
Yeah, it was delayed like 5 years. I mean,
yes,
just
yeah,
yeah.
and I'm guessing cost overrun. I have no idea, but from what I've seen online, and you can take a really nice tour online,
Mhm.
um, it's just phenomenal, just really phenomenal.
Yeah, just the architecture is so stunning.
Yes, and I think I saw yesterday online, and I can't remember the source, which I always think is important, but I did not remember. But it said it is the third most visited museum in the world now. So
That's fantastic for only being open,
yeah,
about a
less
year.
than a year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's a fantastic setting, and I loved learning about it. Um, so Stephanie and Thomas work for ART, the Artifact Retrieval Team.
Yes.
Is that a real division of Interpol? And how do you do your Interpol research?
Okay. No, it is not. Interpol does have a cultural heritage division, and they do pretty much everything that Stephanie and Thomas does. But I've made art, the artifact retrieval team, just a little bit more specific. They
Mhm.
go after, stolen goods or something, whereas the Interpol's actual cultural heritage division, it's worldwide, of course. but it goes over all kinds of smuggling
Mm.
operations, looting operations, lots of things like that. And like, and also um, not just things to do with ancient cultures, but like after the Louvre heist, they
Yeah.
put out one of their most wanted works of art posters specifically for all of the gems in that were stolen in the Louvre heist, which still have not been found. But
We were there like
yes,
we were there like a week before that. Like,
wow.
I have pictures. I know exactly where that is.
Oh my gosh, that's yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
And it just seemed like such a bold heist, just and
Yeah, it had to
got
be well
away with
planned.
it so
They
far.
did. They they have, and it's just a shame, but stuff like that happens a lot. So you were lucky. You were really lucky you got in a week
Yeah, I
before,
have
and
pictures and everything.
yeah.
It's been a while since our first interview. So tell us what Stephanie's old job at the bank was, because it's
Okay,
different
so
than what I always want to say.
right. Oh, well, she was a personal banker at a private bank, which basically means a lot of hand holding for very rich people who have more money than they know what to do with. And her basic skills there relied heavily on customer service and wining and dining the customers and that sort of thing. So her initial skills in this intrepid traveler mystery have have grown out of both her customer service skills in handling a wide variety of people that are used to getting their own way, a wide variety of wealthy clients, but also of course, working in a bank, she would get those security lessons and how to, have an eye out for somebody who might have questionable motives as they stand in line for the teller, that sort of thing. So the two of those work together
Mhm.
to help her as a member of art, as an investigator.
Yeah, yeah, she has like you wouldn't think that the one background would lead to the other, but the way her mind works, it's just perfect. It just
Yeah, work. And Thomas recognized that, so,
yeah.
which is a big part of
Well,
it.
and I love your description there of able to deal with some maybe rich, maybe difficult people, and in this book that she meets Thomas's mother.
Yes, who is both rich and difficult and used to
Yes.
getting her own way. How's that for a possible future mother-in-law?
Yeah, I would be like, do I want to do this? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, and that was kind of an unusual setup for Thomas. He actually is using his real family as part of his cover
Yes, yes.
for this investigation. And so, as an author, did you feel like you were kind of like telling his secrets, or did you feel like excited that you were sharing more of his life?
I was excited to give the readers a deeper peek into his life. What makes him tick,
Mhm.
and so yeah, I was real excited. It was time. It didn't have to be pulled out of me. um, but yeah, and I hope readers enjoy seeing that little bit of his life also.
Well, yeah, sometimes when you have a character who is wealthy, you're like, okay, really, what? Lucky.
Yeah, yeah. Where did it come from? And yeah, yeah,
Right. And when you see it's like, oh, this is everything he's had to put up with. It really
yes.
does add a depth to his character.
And things he's learned to handle.
Yeah, handle.
He knows
Absolutely.
how to handle difficult, opinionated women.
Very much. Yeah, and I actually really loved her character as well. So the
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Petra, was that how you um
Yeah, yeah.
what
Petra.
is it?
I say Petra, but that might be more of a German
Well,
pronunciation
she's
because that's
German.
where I first heard it when I lived in Germany.
There you
So yeah.
go. So I kind of have two questions and they go in opposite directions. One, have you ever seen the Interpol headquarters in Lyon, France? Because you describe them so beautifully.
Oh, thank you. Because the answer is no, I have not. I would love to. Wouldn't that be a nice little research trip? I would love to. No, this is where the internet really helps. I delved into their website
Hmm.
and looked at their photos and their um, not just their still photos, but they did like either a promotional video or something. They were welcome, maybe it was like a newsreel, they were welcoming someone there, and just got a really good view of the building and the interior lobby, which was just gorgeous.
Yeah,
Just
it
I
sounds.
was so surprised. I expected something very stark, business-like, just offices.
In my mind, even though I've been doing this mystery thing like my whole life, I love mysteries. I
Love it.
never pictured Interpol as having a headquarters at all. I just, it's like, no, they are a shadow organization. No one knows where to find them.
Nobody can find them. Do you know, that's what I kind of pictured too. I thought they would, be very subdued, tucked away somewhere. Oh no, it's
Big,
it's
big old
big, it's
beautiful
important.
people. That's very
Yeah.
cool. So you mentioned Germany and that you lived in Germany and um, you were in the Air Force. And do you ever use any of that military training in any of the scenarios that you set up or actions that your characters take?
Oh gosh. Not really. Not for the Intrepid Traveler mysteries. I also
Mhm.
write some short stories with Michael St. Killian, who's
Yeah.
retired Air Force OSI, that's Office of Special Investigations. But so far he's been limited to short stories. And but not for the Intrepid Traveler mysteries. Only my travels in Europe, both when I lived there with the military, either as an Army brat or in the Air Force or Air Force wife with my husband, or the travels that my husband and I have taken after he
Mhm.
retired from the Air Force. So just as a traveler, tourist, or just living overseas, but not really, not for this one. I haven't really taken anything from my military experience.
Yeah, but it does make sense that you have that. Well, you did live in Germany, so
Yeah.
having a character who's German is gonna gonna be a
Well,
natural.
I'll be honest. I kind of thought it's time because I grew up in Germany, and of course this is post World War II Germany when NATO was huge as it still is. And so my experience of Germany is of living on American bases, US bases over there, and totally supporting, working with the Germans, basically against Russia. So the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we're back to that again.
Um, and so I thought, it's time for a German hero. And it was kind of funny when I was at Thriller Fest one year pitching Death in the Aegean, and one of the agents is Uwe Stender. I forget what agency he's with, but he's a German man, but he works here in the States. I'm assuming he's in New York. I don't know. Anyway, when I saw a German man, I thought, "Ooh, I am going to have to pitch to him." So I did, and he said, "Well, this isn't really what I carry," but what he said that just really touched me. He said, normally Germans are pictured as the enemy, the bad guy. And I said, I know. Don't you think it's time that changed? And his whole face lit up. And
Oh.
he really appreciated that. And he probably doesn't remember that moment, but I remember that. And I thought, yeah, it is time it changed because, I mean, it's been decades and decades that America and Germany has been allies. And so I'm happy to show that more modern take on Germans.
Yeah, no, it is really nice because we as Americans, we of course have the story of World War II.
Right.
But when you watch those or read those mysteries that take place in England in the 70s and 80s, even into the early 90s, they are still like hunting for those Germans. Sometimes
Yeah.
it'll just be this. It's like, well, they were a Nazi, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, we didn't get the Blitzkrieg, we did, so we don't have that just like evil.
Well, but you know what? Okay, so here's something interesting. We lived in the Netherlands in the 80s, the late 80s. And also the same is true in England. World War II is still very much part of their daily life. I mean,
Yeah,
because they lived through it, they were bombed, so it's very much a part of their daily life. Unlike for Americans, who
yeah,
for the most part have moved on, and we see World War II and that sort of thing as historical.
it is. Yeah,
But
it is a history. It's not the living. Yeah.
yeah, so that was really actually eye-opening that it was still, you
Mhm.
know, very
Yeah.
much a part of their life and their, I guess, identity. So
Hmm.
hopefully things have changed now. It's been a while.
Um, and then we're going to go in a slightly different direction, back into a museum,
Okay.
because Stephanie is just delighted by every artifact that she sees, and um, just at the beginning of the book, there's this one point where she stops at this really charming um, a statue of Ramses II as a child, and so of course I had to stop and look that up because that's what I do when I read your books. How do you decide which of these things that she sees that you want to highlight? Are the ones that catch your eye, or?
I tell you what, that is the hardest thing. That is the hardest thing to pick and choose what part of these, countries or museums, what part of the culture do I highlight in the book? So it's got to serve some sort of purpose in the book.
Mhm.
Um, but sometimes it's also just things that I have been totally charmed by. And I'm hoping that the reader will also. And I love the fact that you're, going and looking up, the statues or whatever. Because I think a lot of mystery readers, that's what they do. They read a mystery and they like learning stuff too. Like with your books, we learn all about Bath, sorry,
Okay.
which I find fascinating. I love doing that and reading more about those, the places in books. It's just part of the adventure. But yeah, it's really hard to pick and choose. But it's normally, if it's something that's totally charmed me that I can make work, I'm very happy to. But sometimes you have to leave stuff out. So a
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it's not an art history lesson, it's a mystery book. Uh,
little bit of both,
yeah.
right? Why not?
Well, I remember
We both do that.
I wrote a short story that had a yoga instructor, and I'm actually a certified yoga instructor myself. And so I gave it to my first beta reader, and she was like, way too much yoga. Take like half the yoga out. And then so I did that like 4 times, and then I gave it to my husband. He's like, way too much yoga. Like,
I believe that. And it's funny you said that because the first time I let somebody beta read Death in the Aegean, she said, way too much archaeology for the average reader. Take it out.
it's like, but.
I know. It's like, what? How can there be too much archaeology? You probably think,
There's
how
just
can there
no
be too
such
much
thing.
yoga? It illustrates everything. Mm,
Exactly.
yeah.
All right, so um, I jumped around in all of my questions, but I think uh, um, but I've been having so much fun.
Yes.
I'm not going to read this. Uh, so at this point, do you have a next adventure for Stephanie and Thomas in mind?
I have not decided where they're going next. Not yet. Not yet. Don't give any spoilers away either,
Yeah,
please.
no.
But I'm thinking about it. It's like part of my mind is always, it's like, okay, where are they going to be? Where do I want to travel next?
And then there's part of that as well.
Yeah.
So are you planning on taking your retired Air Force commander?
No, no, he was a master sergeant.
Master
Yeah,
Sergeant. Are you planning on
big
taking him
Killian.
out of short stories and into novel
I
forms?
I would like to. That's actually what I'm working on right now. I haven't sold the story yet, but we shall see. We
Excellent.
shall see. I hope so. And that one takes place in Rhodes. So
Cool.
knock on wood.
Excellent. All right. So for our fans, where can they find you? Your website. And
Okay, so my website is pretty easy, mamonnin.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram the most. So Facebook, M.A. Monnin, M.A. space Monnin. Um, and also Instagram is, I had to write it down because there's M.A. Monnin. So pretty easy. You put in my last name, you
pretty,
should find me. Find me somewhere.
right.
There's not that many Monnins, I don't think.
Right. Well, yeah. And the fun thing about following you on social media is that you have the Huskies.
Oh,
So we get to see pictures of your dogs, and they're
yes.
magnificent.
Thank you. I love your pictures of your dogs too. Your dog.
Yeah, he finally
Uh,
had to wind up in a book, so he debuts in Death Takes a Night.
oh, good. Which I will find out as soon as I get it. I've got it on order. I thought I would have it before today, but I don't. So anyway, I can't wait to see Maddie's next adventure.
See Maddie screwing up again. So, and then you're also part of a group of curators of crime. Is that
Yes, Curators of Crime. That's myself, Connie Berry, Lane Stone, and Nina Waxman. And we basically we like to look into we all love research. All of our books have something to do with art, artifacts, or antiquities,
Mhm.
crimes of one sort or the other.
Yeah.
And so we get together and do different presentations. Like our current presentation is on the Louvre heist. And so we've got an hour-long presentation with, like, Lane has brought in clips of the actual theft, which astounded me that she got them, but yeah, you can see it happening. And like I feature the most wanted works of art poster for the Louvre heist because Interpol put a dedicated poster out there for that one. And I look into the jewels and that sort of thing. Nina talks about a few of the um, different art crimes that have inspired us. And Connie talks a little bit about the investigation, but all together, basically, we talk about, okay, this is real life, and this is how we use them in our books.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh, I can so see those jewels showing up in Connie's antique store, you know.
oh yeah, yeah, maybe broken apart, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But she recognizes them.
yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. We do
Yeah, yeah,
those things.
it's a neat group, and I love all the authors in it. So so that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today and sharing with us Death and Luxor. And thank you all for watching Blackbird Writers Presents Author Interviews.
Thank you.